36 years ago today, monologist Spalding Gray appeared on the Wil Shriner Show, January 22nd, 1988. He told a story about getting put in jail in Las Vegas that I never heard him tell anywhere else. And I feel lucky that I got to see Spalding speak live. And you can listen to my recording. It's posted on my channel. If you're lucky, it'll be the video that YouTube tells you to watch after this one. But I got a few Spalding clips. I loved the guy. Loved his books. His death really saddened me, which I'm sure anyone who's watching this video, so only people who care about Spalding feel the same way. So enjoy this happy, funny bit of Spalding.
All right, moving along. My next guest gained national attention and critical acclaim as one of America's great storytellers in his film Swimming to Cambodia, which is now out on home video. Would you please welcome Spalding Gray. Spalding. Thanks for being here. When I saw you on, I saw your show on HBO, and you are a commanding storyteller. I mean, you start talking, and there's an engaging quality. You just can't leave. And you brought a little story with you today.
Yeah, actually, this is a story that I haven't been able to tell for a long time because I wasn't sure about the statute of limitations.
Well, I can see there's a catch to the story.
Well, I'm wanted in Las Vegas, or I was wanted in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I'll tell you how that came about. I got kind of fed up with New York City in 1978 and decided to take one of those hippie buses across the country called the American Gypsy, where you all lie on mattresses the whole way across for $69. And I got to Santa Cruz, and I met this incredible woman in Santa Cruz with a kid named Peace Baba Aquarius. And she actually was named, let's see, her brother was named Eli Shivers. Now, the way he took his name was that he decided to change his name. A lot of people were changing their names then to get different identities. And he walked out and looked at the newspaper and saw what the coldest city in the United States was that day. It was Ely, Montana, so he changed his name to Eli Shivers. Then she changed her name to Elma Shivers because she wanted to explore her male energy. Then after her brother died, she changed her name to Caldonia. So there was this woman, Caldonia, and her son, Peace Baba Aquarius. Now, I met them, was friends with them. Caldonia was a astrologist, and I was about to drive across the United States for the first time, an astrologer, right? I was driving across the United States, this is late in my life, for the first time in 1978, and she did my chart just before I left, and she said, just as I was leaving Santa Cruz, whatever you do, work within institutions or you'll end up in one. Work, help in them or you're going to end up in one. This was her parting words. Now, someone had told me that if going across the United States, I must stop in Las Vegas. I must give it a try. It's going to be weird, but give it a try. So the first stop, I went right down to Bakersfield and straight on across in this little Carmen gear. I got into Las Vegas. I checked in immediately, put a quarter in the bed, the vibrating bed. It was shaking. I was too excited to lie down on it because I wanted to get out to the casinos. I got out to the casino. I could see right away it was not my cup of tea. I didn't like it. I was leaving. I was dressed very well. I had a beard at the time. 2 police cars came in from either side behind me, grabbed me. They said, "What's your name?" I said, "Why are you asking?" Wrong thing to say. I was down on my knees, handcuffed, and they had a club over my head. In 30 seconds, they said, "Where are you coming from?" I said, "San Francisco." They said, "We'll teach you you're not in San Francisco anymore." Took me into the Las Vegas jail, an institution, I might add, and stripped me, fingerprinted me. They sprayed me with DDT, put me in a prison outfit. I couldn't believe this was happening. It was like a very strange dream. All because I didn't give them my name, and I was booked, and next thing I knew, I was in this holding cell with about 40 men, and I thought, well...
All nameless, of course.
Yes, yes. They had given their names. They were up for other crimes, like jaywalking, murder. See, if you don't give your name to an officer when asked, they can hold you on a John Doe charge and look for your name all over the world for the next 50 years. You see, that's what my fear was, that I was going to be in there for a long time. So I was in this holding tank, and then they took me down to the main cell and locked me in with 30 men, which was an incredible experience. The first thing I did was put my pillow over my head and cried until I got rid of that. Anger. I was so angry at myself.
But this is always a way in a jail cell to kind of gain respect, I guess.
Exactly. I was afraid they'd recognize my Boston accent and kill me. You know what I mean? Sure. I was going to be, it was really going to be the, no, you got to, if you're going to cry in jail, you've really got to put the pillow over your head. And then I said, I thought, now the way to get through this whole experience, I don't know how long I'm going to be in here, and I knew I had one call, if I could get one call through, you know.
Well, couldn't you just give me your name and get out?
No, it was too late then.
Oh.
No, I'd broken the law in some way. I didn't know what it was. And so I kept my sanity by getting to know the people in prison, in that jail. And I divided them into 3 categories. The professionals who would not talk to me. They were all in there discussing their cases, you know, and how they were going to get out. They were really good at law. And then I would say the poets and madmen. There was a particular Mexican man that would steal everything, and he stole a police plane. And the whole swarm of police planes chased him, going, land that plane, land that plane. So we'd have that story to tell. Then there was the losers. Yeah, they were in there they've been in jail since they were about 18. Now, one of the losers. You
didn't call them losers.
Oh, no. No, we had 2 meals a day. We'd go down in the morning, bright and early.
So you did a lot of time there then.
I was in 7 days. I jumped bail. Now, this is how it all came about. I was in there. You'd have breakfast, then you'd come back and lie in your bunk, air-conditioned all the time with no windows. And I can remember one day I was lying on my bunk, and a couple of this smoke was coming up around my bunk, pieces of ashes. 2 of the, not the losers, 2 of the professionals had stolen a roll of toilet paper, lit it under the metal bunk, taken the mattress off, and was cooking toast on top of this, with no respect for anyone else in the jail. You can imagine, you know, the smoke was filling the place.
They probably didn't get a hearty breakfast. They might have slept through breakfast, and they were trying to catch up.
No. They were at breakfast. They stole the bread and came up and cooked it. It was an extra treat for lunch, because we didn't have lunch.
Oh, I see.
We had dinner. Now, let me tell you how I got out, because they allowed me one phone call, right?
Okay.
So when it was time to get down, these 2 wonderful policemen that looked like retired extra astronauts took me down and said, you can have your one phone call. And the line was busy. It was to New York City. And I said, oh, sir, please, just one more phone call. They let me have one more, and there was no answer. So that was it for my phone call. So no one knew I was in there. No one knew where I was. So I had to smuggle out with people that would get released. You know, one of the losers got released for jaywalking, and I said, please, call my girlfriend, send $285 down so I can get out on bail. So he went and called her and said, send the $285 to him, because he was a con man. But she had the good sense to send it to a bond man. I got out. I got out on bail. I was out. I was still wanted. I had to go back. I got out. I got to the motel. I hadn't called the motel to tell them that I wasn't coming back. They charged me for every day that every day that I was not there, that my bags were in the room, right, for 7 days. I paid them off. By then, I was up to about $700. I got in that Carmen gear. I drove straight to the Grand Canyon and took a room at the Grand Canyon. I was a little disappointed when I saw the Grand Canyon. You know, too many postcards too soon. It was a bit flat. But I thought the only way to really experience this is to walk down into it. And I walked all the way down, lay in a big cool stream at the bottom, hiked all the way back on the same day, and was healed.
You were healed. So your whole Vegas experience was gone.
Yeah, I wasn't angry at the police anymore or at myself, and was glad to get out of there alive. But I hope that I'm still not wanted there. I don't ever go through the state anymore.
I would stay clear.
Because I didn't show up for
well, you made a few key mistakes. Giving the money to a loser.
But I had to get it out. You know, I didn't give it to him. I gave him the address to call. Right.
Yeah. Now, storytellers, though, what makes a good story? Do you think? I mean, because you are a good storyteller. What do you think is the key to telling a good story?
I don't know. Detail. Paying attention to detail. Also, the way that you recollect. I mean, I see. As I'm telling that story, I see it again, like an inner film, and so I'm really paying attention to that. And all the other thing is that it's a need to do it. I'm really a compulsive storyteller. When I'm not doing it on stage, I'm doing it at home, you know, or with people in different social situations. And so when I'm not doing it, I feel very on edge.
Yeah. Know? Okay, we got to break away. Susan, you've never done any time in a Vegas jail, have you?
Vegas.
Okay, we got to cut away here. We're going to continue our show on True Stories after this. Don't go away. Had a terrific show, and I want to thank all of my guests for being here. Susan, thank you so much. We'll look for you on the Slap Maxwell story, Spalding. We will see you on HBO and Swimming to Cambodia. Melvin, I guess we'll see you in a courtroom.
Not buying it, LA Times.
I'll stop it now. We'll see you in a courtroom soon. Sean Morey in a comedy club near you. And also Art Linkletter. Thank him for being here. We got to go. Thanks a lot. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Come back.
The Wil Shriner Show is a Charles Colarusso production and a Bonnie Burns production in association with Group W Productions.